Hey there, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to talk you through coloring wings. So I've gone ahead and I've colored her other wing, and I hope the camera can pick up on that. It's a bit subtle. It'll look better when it's scanned, and you can see this on DeviantArt afterwards. So when doing wings, again, it's best to go and look at, again, real wings. See how the light plays off the feathers and how to give them depth. So the easiest way that I've found out to sort of a system for doing wings is to sort of think of the wing as a series of shelves. Each layer of feathers is lying above the layer below it. So it's going to cast a little bit of a shadow on that layer of feathers below it. So as we start, I'm going to start very light with my N0. And I'm going to go in, I'm going to start here at the bottom, and see how I add. First, I'm going to darken this spot because her head would be casting a shadow on it, so this whole area is going to be a little darker. Now I will also do little strokes upward to sort of define the feather shafts and the individual folds in each feather, usually caused from when the wind is rippling at it. So it's going to be dark in between the feathers, up in here, and it's going to have a shadow where the feather on top casts a shadow on the feather on the bottom. Because wings are not flat, they're actually a series of feathers laying on top of each other. And then I can also add some more strokes in there. I can get a little closer. Yep, sorry. Now I sort of have a little bit of a stain on my paper right around here where I was having some peanut butter, and I guess there was a tiny bit on my hands when I was finishing inking it, and a little smudge of peanut butter got on the paper, and I erased it off, but it left a grease spot. But it was really good peanut butter. So I forgive myself. I do have a bit of a weakness for peanut butter. I think many animals in the animal kingdom have a weakness for peanut butter. I wonder if Odette has a weakness for peanut butter. Probably doesn't even know what it is. Now in here, this area is quite dark, because the top of the wing is folding over and putting that area in shadow. So I'll add more definition to these feathers with a darker color. Alright, so when we get to the big feathers, this is where we can have some fun. So, where I have these little ripples in the feathers, I just do a quick stroke back towards the main shaft of the feather. And this gives it a very nice little bit of definition. And I'll do some shade from the top. I'm gonna have some coming off the sides. Sorry. And of course, if there's feathers on top, the feather below would be in shadow. And basically, sort of once you've got a system down, you just sort of go and, you know, get them all done. But again, try not to rush too much. I do have a bad habit of rushing occasionally. So I do try to get myself to slow down. And I always think about what you're doing. Now, this is just the first coat, so I'm going to stop and do a little bit more of the next color, which I'm going to go in with my next N1. I was just working with N0. And so, again, I'm just going to go over the areas that would be a little bit darker, and I will highlight, again, some of those raggedy, wavy edges of the feathers. Now, this part folding over is more in shadow, it's more in the light. Let me just change the size of it. Thank you. So this part up here, this is going to be much lighter because this is hitting all the light. The wing is folding over. So the area below is going to be more in shadow. Now, you know, that seems pretty easy. So if you just sort of think about what the form is doing, how the form is shaped, where would the light be, think of it like an umbrella. You'll be able to figure out where your light needs to be and where your shadows need to be. It really just takes thinking about the form and also a lot of observing. The more you observe forms and things in their natural state, the easier it's going to be to actually render those on the paper because you have an understanding of what the hell's going on. So there you are, doing wings. Basically, once you have a system, You'll be able to do them pretty quickly and pretty easily. So after I finish my N1, I'm going to go in with that lovely B60, that pale gray blue, to bring in a little bit more blue to the rest of the wing. And then after that, we will be pretty much done. Woohoo!